Okay, well, so I was gonna wait till tomorrow for a video, but well, today we had a little bit of excitement here, so we're gonna do something a little different. We have an issue with one of our chickens, and it probably is what caused the last one to die. So the good news is well, we'll have to see if the good news if she makes it. But she has what is called a prolapse vent. And from what we've read online and places we've consulted, apparently what happens is, well, first of all, these girls have been phenomenal laying eggs, and almost too phenomenal, and they have not had a break in over a year. So what was put out there for information was it is treatable. So we're going to be I don't want to say really have surgery on a chicken or whatever, but we're going to show you something about raising chickens. Something you might want to consider whether you want to get into it or not. So what we did is we set up a temporary shelter here for the night, because we are going to have to separate them from the other girls. So right there is where she's going to sleep, and right here we're going to take her in now. So let's follow my loving wife with her and see what we're going to do.
Gonna wash off her butt. Come on, let's get you turned. I know. But you're okay. You're okay. Where is it? There it is. Not bad. Not bad. Okay.
It usually starts with washing the butt area. It was bleeding slightly.
Well, you're okay.
Just takes a little time.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, there's a little bit of tissue out there. No, you stay right here. You stay right here. You're okay. I know. No. You stay down. Keep those wings in. If I can keep the wings in. No, you're okay.
And what they usually recommend for some of the medication is usually some petroleum jelly and some preparation H of all things to push it back in. What's going to happen is when it's cleaned off, that little part sticking out is the vent, and it gets pushed back in gently, and this little lady is going to be on a reduced diet for about 3 to 4 days at the most, and what we'll end up doing is feeding her lots of greens and a very limited ration, if any, and plenty of water. So it will slow down her egg production. So, but we will not have another girl lost, so that's kind of a better trade-off here.
Okay, now I'm gonna get some petroleum jelly, my finger, and Kira, the ointment. Start squeezing. Not on my finger. Okay, good. Thing is, I'm not really sure where I'm pushing yet. Where's the actual hole? Okay, come on, baby girl. I know you don't like this. Yeah, and she had the urge. She just pooped. She had the urge. No, you're okay. You're okay. No, you gotta stay right here. No. Get the wing back down in. Get back in there. That's old blood. I know that. Once it's black, it's old. Okay, Kara. We're antiseptic. Good.
And we're basically using just a basic antiseptic cream on there to cut down on the pain and everything and
infection.
And but I suppose the best plus side of this little lady, she'll probably end up being spoiled in the next couple days.
Come on.
So.
Okay. That's the best I can do for now. Okay, Kira, come on the other side of me. Get a towel set up on the counter. Right over here, right next to my elbow. There we go. Okay, let's put you... No.
Whoa!
Get the wings back in place. Okay.
She's ready to fly there. She's a pretty good girl, so...
Well, first run. Let's see how this goes.
Yep. There's something here, for those who do not know, we are first year chicken parents, chicken family, so this is some of the things right here. Hopefully you can kind of look at and see if you ever decide to do chickens. There are a lot of rewards, but you know, sometimes things happen, so, and this is why it's not taken lightly as a commitment either. If you are going to do this, you're going to have to give up a lot of stuff. As far as time going out, you're not a prisoner in your own house, but you have to take them into consideration. You know, you do not go overnight without somebody attending to them, trustworthy too as well, because even in the heat too, they do need to be taken care of. And with this heat we've had, for example, 7-8 times a day we've been changing their water out. So
okay,
she's all about done, and here she is, and you can tell right now she's very good to go. So
good girl.
There.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Good girl. Now don't go messing up your clean butt, okay?
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
And she's the star of this video. I think she knows it too.
You a good girl? Hmm? Yeah.
Well.
Okay. I'll get her back out in the pen now.
Okay. So now we've got that taken care of. We're going to put her back out into the run. It says right now the rest of the ladies are separated into the yards, so just have to kind of see what goes on with this over the next couple days. We rigged up, when we fixed the door, we had the rest of the dog cage. So what we did, quick surgery with the bolt cutters, and she's got her own little personal perch, and all to herself too. So that'll be it, and the rest of you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'm picking on her. No snacks for you. You'll really get mad too when you see her later, because she gets all the table scraps left over. You get nothing. Sorry, that's the way the egg lays. So, as you can see, so far she's walking around fine, and we'll be getting her in there later tonight before the end of it. And they'll all be safe and separated. So that's one thing right there. You have to remember when you go into commitment, what we do and why we do the things we do is because that's how we want them. It is hectic at times, like today. This I got a great job on the video from my mom. Well, that's fine, but your wonderful daughter-in-law deserves the credit on that one. So that was a relatively quick one, but it's just like anything else in life. You don't get paranoid. You sit and think. Something happens, you take care of it. So this 2 came after today. As you can see, we're gonna head up here quick and a little extra footage what we did today. We actually have a new part of our yard. We started up here. This is going on about hour 9 of a fire in here. So all those big piles you seen in the other video, look at this, gone. A little bit more land here now. Started to rototill some of the crap up there. Get the weeds out. And what firewood we could use. Not quite done yet, but got a little area over here started. So things are getting caught up slightly. And I don't think we'll get too much of this year, but we do have definite markers off for the flower garden for next year. Or another one. I did a quick run with the rototiller right down here. A very bad, very sloppy job, but hey, when we found the chicken, that's more important. I can rototill anytime. So, going down here, we're follows basically right here where we marked it off for the flower garden. It's on a slight hill, so you know it is a little bit longer down here than up there, but it is what it is, and I think we can do it pretty good. If we do cut it off, which we still may, it would be just this little corner from about here to here, and that will be yet another area we can get the lawnmower through here of areas claimed. And probably more of the yard right here, which is probably 125 square feet. And when we do that too, and that it's like we figure every square foot counts. Do a little at a time, and eventually have a lot more. It doesn't look like much, but after we got rid of everything over here too, since we've been doing this, we have probably reclaimed close to 450 square feet. And that's even after we put the new driveway area in down there, which I actually took away 250 square feet. But that will be filled up soon enough with other goodies, I'm sure. So we go back here and take a look. We did leave these because we did have some purple coneflowers, which is echinacea root, if you don't know, which also can be used as a good cold medicine. So we did keep them, and I do have some more seeds, and hopefully in and winter comes, we're going to come up here and kick these around a little bit, and hopefully more of them will appear next year. It's a not a bad flower. It's an excellent pollinator too. The goal over here too is with the garden is to get as many pollinating species around here, because what the insects go into here and bring into the garden is good for a good harvest. We've finally gotten around today, and I posted some pictures as well, and a rundown here of a quick rundown of our harvest that we did today, and that we do about once a week. And we finally got a chance to get in over by the cucumbers and squash there by that arch, and I'll tell you what, it's the first time we could get in without hearing buzzing of bees non-stop. And almost the same with the garden over here, where we have the watermelons and the pumpkins and the other gourds. So it is producing, and it's doing awesome. And then what we did again with other firewood is got pieces of junk. I'm not spending $2 in gas to get 5 cents in cash for these metal ones, so I made a little platform right here with the two for the wood. We'll have a little bit more storage for our firewood back here as well, out of the way. And again, slightly covered by some lattice that a friend of mine gave us that he no longer wanted. So that's kind of nice right there. And you know, you come to this view, we are thinking about possibly adding a bit more. So what we're doing back over there with the rototilling as well is kind of flattening it down too, and making it a little more even, because we're not sure what we're going to do with this area yet. From where I'm standing is about maybe 25-30 feet from that front tree right there, and from the fire pit there over to the garden, you're talking about 20 feet, so easy. So, you know, you're talking a good 700-800 square feet minimum that we want to try and get flattened. And if we can go over here, I would like to try and do the same over here. And this is this was that old tree root that was unsightly and was upturned the land. We the kids, this has been the kids' little pet project as well. When getting time, just to cut it down and try and flatten it out. And last year right here, we had some big issues with roots hanging out, and we pulled them out, and there's some dips in the land. As you can see, you can still see too some of the trail from where the root was, but we got it filled in nicely, and getting a little bit of grass cover over it too. And pretty much what we did today as far as the fire, we got to the point where it's like, you know, we're finally finished with all the garbage up here. So next thing it goes is to clean this bad boy out. And it ain't gonna be today, because I'll tell you what, 9 hours of smoke from this, and that is enough to hard enough on the lungs, bad enough there. So we don't need to go there any further. But there's enough metal in other parts in here from burning the junk over the last 2 years, so we're gonna probably try to go down at least to 4 feet at the deepest point on here, and get it back to where it was. Maybe extend the sand ring out about another foot. Get rid of the vegetation on there. Just clean it up in general, make it look a little bit more better. And then again, it all depends on what time we have for this area right here. So right about where the shed is, at an angle coming down to where I'm standing by the pit, to about those chairs right there, which is pretty much lined up where I rototilled for the garden. This is the next section to go. And part of that too is when what little is left here to throw in the fire or whatever right here on this side of the strip. That's all going to get mowed, reseeded, done whatever. Get rid of the weeds and try and get a little more manageable, and actually at the same time end up having the yard again up here. And one thing that was good, and Kira did plant these chives this year right here to add on to them. Which are a little sparse, but at the same time too, so are every one of these. So now they're dying out, they're starting to die out. Start kicking the seeds around, and this will be a good early harvest for a load of chives. We'll have them in. There's not too much we're going to do anymore this year. There's some that are usable, but not many. And then finally over here, we were thinking about uprooting this tree and tried and transplant it. I really don't want to do that. And the more we thought about it, if we got this flattened out, I think it would be just fine to sit there and grow right here. As you can see too over here, by the way, this is where we transplant a lot of the chives from. They still grow wild like heck over here, so if we're hungry or something, we can probably get a few right here. There we go. Right here. Just like Mom used to make. Or grow. Pretty edible yet, so that is going to be our next project here, finishing up here. And I'd like to say have a nice organized garden shed, but yeah, that's not working out too well right now. So what can I say, a work in progress. And back here, well, was clean until March. So I'll have to try again later. So I guess right there, I'm all in all a good day. I'm getting work done. This is the good part when you have a family can do this and we're all on one page. And kind of what I was talking about in my last video with people who have issues with each other. If you're a unit and you're not on the same page, it ain't going to mean crap, because nothing will get done. And the end result is for the most part pretty poor. And again, God has blessed us all with this family unit, bringing us together. And it's things like that. Why something like this, a little emergency with the chicken, was handled the way it was. And people get paranoid over everything like it's the end of the world, and that was not the case. And as a matter of fact, before we decided to put this on video, it was, came up, the adults talked about it, sent the kids down to play or do something, and got to work. I finished up here, and she went online and checked out what the best way it was to treat this and what it was. Because the first time we did lose one chicken to it. Now, this too, I got to put this in here because I don't want to sound like a real heartless bastard. But I'll tell you what, I took pictures of the old chicken. And you farmers out here, you might want to pay attention to this. So all you fuckers in your infinite wisdom, excuse my French, but all you people in your infinite wisdom and the sheer arrogance and disdain that a lot of you have for the consumer, when somebody goes and asks you a question, and if we could figure this out on the internet and to treat a chicken, and there's about 5 or 6 of you son of a bitches that I did ask, okay? So you farmers, you pay attention to this, because not one of you could provide me with a frickin' clue despite doing this shit your whole life. So the fact that we could do this, and then that's bad enough. But I'll tell you one thing, and I'm going to bring COVID up here because this is a good COVID excuse. Because when COVID first hit here, COVID-19 first hit, everybody cried, poor farmers, and we are still inundated with support your dairy sign. And okay, I have a lot of respect for farmers and people who do. It's not easy work, okay? I'm finding that out a lot right here, but you know something, it's super rewarding. But anyway, but the farmers out there of the sheer arrogance to let someone else fail, especially when there's a live animal involved and you don't want to do a fucking thing over it, that's where I draw the line. And then to see all these signs that you guys are telling people we should buy more dairy. Well, okay, let's talk about that for a minute, farmers. Let's talk about it. We're not stupid. We know where our food comes from, okay? But understand this. Everybody already supports dairy. 95% of the people out there buy milk, buy cheese. We support your dairy, okay? So instead of punishing the consumers and expecting us to pay for everything, maybe it is you that ought to be thanking the people for actually giving you a life that you don't have to sit there and go into a factory and sweat your ass off or be stuck in a office full of a bunch of dicks to eke out minimum wage so you can help support your family because they can't afford rent or high food prices. So you might want to think that before you run your mouth next time. So, to me, I really have little sympathy for anything. Because when people like me try to sit there and see it your way, and our family does what's right to live healthy and a decent lifestyle, and then if we have a question of all your arrogance, you can say, in not so many words, figure it out for yourself. Well, I'll tell you what, that's fair enough. But I'll tell you what, when you guys lose your farm because you're too busy drinking away your stipend from the government, and we're doing fine because we're saving money by growing our own and probably doing it a hell of a lot better and more nutritious you are without the 28 chemical cocktail, and we're doing fine, and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing or should be doing as a family, and you guys are losing your farm, don't come crying to us, because you're going to get a side order of a big finger right here when it comes to that shit. And again, I'm not against farmers. I will respect anybody who respects me. But when I ended up having to lose a bird, and potentially a second one here, and not one of you fucking geniuses would share your infinite wisdom, to me, you may be a farmer, but guess what? You're still a fucking asshole. So, there was a little thing I seen online not too long ago. If I'm an asshole, it's stated, if I'm an asshole to you, maybe you need to stop and ask the reason why, because this is a prime example. And maybe to you guys, it's just a chicken. Here it's a little different. It's a family member. So, you might want to think about that as well. So anyway, I'm sorry I'm not my jolly old self here. But, yeah, oh well, shit happens. I'm glad we were blessed. We've had enough cool heads to take care of our bird. And give her another look over here and see how she's doing.
She just laid an egg.
She just laid an egg.
That's what I was in there wiping her behind.
Wow. Well, that's a good thing. So, and she seems like she's doing okay.
Nope. Come on.
So, was the egg a good egg or?
It was questionable.
Okay.
Okay.
So, well, that's a good news right there. The egg was, well, questionable, but she did lay an egg and didn't see any more blood coming out. So, the place where we got the source of information for doing this, they've raised chickens quite a bit, and they've seen it before. So, we got to thank them personally and give them a thumbs up and contact them. But you see, that's the whole difference right there, and that's something else you might want to consider. The internet is not good or bad. The internet is a tool. What you do with a tool makes it good or bad. So, again, it's not the farmers, it's not the old timers who sat there and saved our very existence on here, or was even willing to help. It was a stranger who just posted for the love of actually doing the same lifestyle as we try to do with our family. So maybe that's something you all need to think about. And again, it's maybe something all you farmers need to think about too before you're out there running your mouth how you're owed a living and we owe you your business. Because I'll tell you what, in my book, honestly, if you tell me that I owe you my hard-earned money for your product, I'll tell you to go F yourself right here, buddy, okay? And on top of that, in my book, you're nothing better than a crybaby shit kid liberal. So, think about that. And if you can sit there and say, okay, that's your opinion, screw off, that's fine and dandy. But then obviously you have enough money where you don't need to sit there and be cordial to a customer. Because I'll tell you what, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this for my family is because you get sick of the same horse shit of your food being subjected to tons of chemicals by crappy corporations, and then we're expected to sit there and kiss the ass of some of these other farmers, which, by the way, and all you people out here might want to do it, by the way, why was there a meat shortage? It wasn't the consumer, other than not being able to afford $12 a frickin' pound for beef. That's why they weren't being bought. Why did it go that high? Oh no, who was that? Oh, the Wisconsin Dairy Council shutting down production. And who did you guys go after to say, hey, you guys got to support us? The common person, the consumer. So in other words, you're demanding that we should give you your money because your little corrupt co-op union decided to screw you, so you figure the consumer owes you. So let's put it in that perspective. Who's the asshole here? Kind of reminds me of a few years ago when a dairy farmer came and said, you know what the problem is? You people need to pay more for milk. Why was that? Oh yeah! Because for years, Wisconsin as a dairy state had to have the whole thing about saying, we make more money than the person in California or Texas because we don't have to pay as much of a trip charge. Oh, but now, so somebody else outproduces you, and we should pay for that. It was fine when you were screwing the next farmer across the state, but now it's somebody's doing the same thing to you. Now you want to cry in your corn-fed moonshine. Okay. Let me know how that works for you. There's plenty of farmers out there I do respect, and you know something? They're the ones making a difference. They're the ones trying to give us the food without the chemicals to work how it is. Those are the farmers that I respect. Those are the farmers I learn from. Those are the farmers that are willing to sit there and talk to you and show you if you're doing something wrong without purposely screwing up because they're afraid you might get 2 cents profit from them. And I don't care what town I'm living in, and I really don't give a shit, but I'll tell you something. A lot of you assholes at the West Bend Farmers Market are a good one to sit there and take a look at it. Because 80% of you guys are all 4 or 5 big families who sit there and monopolize the whole thing and overcharge for everything. $6 a dozen for corn? Really? I just got it from the Amish for about $3 a dozen. And it was 10 times as fresh as I'll ever see from you. Well, I know you do let some of the Asians in there, but, you know, you put them kindly way at the end of an off-street and that, so not too many people go and see them. Which is fine, because I just soon buy from them just for the simple fact is, A, they know what they're doing when they're growing stuff, and B, it's made a hell of a lot cleaner and a hell of a lot less chemicals than you guys ever put in. So you might want to think that when you sit there and bill yourself as a local farmer, and I see your damn corn stands in 9, 10 different towns. You're that big. You're that big in town, and you're that big of a farmer. You're not local. So at least man up and say you're part of the machine. For the rest of you, the small farmers and the ones who produce actual food instead of the corn and wheat and soy. Yeah, the rest of you, the ones that actually produce food. I thank God for you. I thank for the ones, I meet at the farmers market, the crafters. I'm grateful for a lot of the tons of products that we buy that taste awesome, that we feel healthier when we eat them, and the ones that do it, the traditional old ways. That is awesome. And we'll take it from a consumer. I would rather pay $2 more a jar for something from you than buy that swill you see in the store any day. As far as cheese and milk, sorry buddy, aside you guys being assholes to a lot of people over your attitude, there ain't no shortage of competition. That's right up there with a gas station. I don't like your brand, I can go 2 blocks down and get some other ones. Gas is gas. Milk is milk. And cheese, well, I'll tell you what, honestly, cheese is cheese unless you're willing to go pay a couple bucks more for some good craftsmanship where you can taste the difference. So, y'all have a good day. And if I stepped on any toes, I'm sorry, but if it's really that bad, just don't be a whiny little bitch. I mean, if you really have to unfriend me, go for it. But, I'll tell you what, you do that, you just prove my point. And when you start an argument with me over it in person, I'm going to have a great old time. So, have an awesome night. We're going to have an awesome dinner for my awesome wife. Let's see what else we can sit there and go to pig out in that. We pulled about 50 pounds of produce out of the garden, including 3 beans, 3 kinds of beans, 3 or 4 kinds of peppers. Yeah, about another 5 pounds of rhubarb, 9 huge cucumbers, a lot of other stuff, and we're going to be having a lot more coming soon. So we're eating good tonight. So hope you guys are too. So have an awesome day and awesome evening, and see you next episode.